traumatizing. I don't even know what was going on with it. It's probably me because I never update anything. I think it's just that my iPad hasn't been updated since I purchased it. So I always just ignore those things that say update stuff because it takes time and I don't want to do it.
And I'm one of the people, unfortunately, that I can't ever have little red dots or notifications on anything. So I'm the person who checks his email literally every 5 seconds because I can't have a notification telling me that I have an unread email. And I update my stuff immediately because I don't like having any red dots on anything. It just bothers me.
And I'll have like 85 unread emails in my my email. That's just who I am. So yeah, we're finally on. Yay. I'm going to be working on that building blocks block again from Legit Kits. I just have 2 more little paper piece blocks that I need to do. And then I can start bringing all of this stuff together, and I would like to get it done today, but I don't know if I'll actually be able to get it done today. And then he's putting handles on trim locks for an order we have. We have something fun to show you today, and then we have our little topics to do as well. So I'm gonna I haven't even turned my sewing machine on because
So we already have a question that I don't know how to answer. Moldy Lasagna, which by the way is a great name, said she loves the Dresdens in your cover pick. What is a good ruler? I need one. I don't know what she means by a good ruler specifically.
In what picture?
Probably the cover photo for our live. It's the
one behind me. So that's if I had, I think so. I have a video on that quilt, and I think it is called the Easy Dresden template is what it's called that I used in there. I know for sure that on that video I have a link to it. So if you are able to pull it, well, it'll probably be too hard for you to pull it up because, but I'm pretty sure it's called the EZ, like letter EZ, Dresden template. And it's available on Amazon. It's probably in some other shops too, but I got it in one of my boxes from Monique with Open Gate Quilts is where I got it. But I'm pretty sure I linked to it on Amazon in that video.
Moldy Lasagna is a male. So I apologize, Moldy Lasagna. Your name was androgynous, so I wasn't sure who it was. So that's my bad.
And you got told.
I got.
So has anybody noticed a difference in you yet?
There's been 1 or 2 comments. Linda says I look different but nice. Christy is very sweet but also a liar and said I look like I'm 20. Yeah, I mean there's still some gray in here. I preferred the longer version, but sometimes you just need to change it up. It's been that way for 3 some odd years, so I figured might as well.
I was mainly hoping Christina would hit. I think I saw that she was on. Would say something.
No, she hasn't. Julie says I look young. Man, I don't look young, do I?
You look younger with your beard cut.
Do I?
I think so.
Well, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It just is what it is, I think.
Well, Moldy Lasagna, I'm assuming this is your first video with us. Up until a couple of days ago, my beard was, you probably can't see, it was looking at the table through the camera right now, my beard would have been hitting the table.
It's on the cover photo. If they noticed the quilt,
I guess that's true. Although that was taken a couple months ago, so it was longer than that. But
I don't know if it was that long. But, yeah. What?
People are just having fun with it. Christy wants to know, she said I look like a teenager, and she wants to know if you robbed the cradle.
I am actually younger, so I'm very offended.
Yes. Only by a year, but she is a year younger. Give me 2 seconds and I will give you guys an announcement. I just need to finish putting this on because I actually need to build what we're about to talk about for a second.
Well, and before we forget, if any of you are going to the Houston Quilt Festival, you have to stop by our friend Liz's booth. It is
B12. Or no, B21.
No, 1321.
Oh, that's what that says?
I wrote it down. That is not a B, that's a 13. But her shop is Quilting Cat, and her fabric, oh my goodness, you're going to find some great deals there. And she is wonderful. So if you go, stop by, say hi, tell her we told you to come.
Hey, this way or the other way?
I've been doing it that way.
Okay.
Well, except I think, Becca's, I put it up and down and you told me not to do that next time.
Hello or welcome from Wyoming. And
I need to put the chat up on my phones because I
one
can't
of my childhood friends, best friends, his whole family is from Wyoming. I'm trying to remember what city because we went up there.
I didn't go.
No, you didn't go. It was just me and I don't remember what city, but it's a pretty cool place. Oh, awesome, Julie. I'm glad that you like what we sent you. Glad they work out very well. So, hold on. I've got to do this just because.
What?
Excuse
You
me.
have to fix my writing?
No.
I was going to say, is it bothering you that much? Oh. You got to...
Okay, everyone. Can you see this in the camera?
Well, it's not going to show up right away. Yeah, it's on there.
Okay. Is it just me, or does that look like B21 and not 1321?
It's 13.
That looks like B21 to me.
You just can't read.
You're the one with bad eyes.
That's true. My eyes are terrible.
I can read fine. Hey, Alexandra, welcome from Scotland. I would do a Scottish accent, but it would make you sad, and I'm not going to make you sad. Oh, and Alaska. Awesome. Yeah, see, Moldy's with me. He says that's a B.
I feel like that's a friend of yours ganging up on me.
Welcome, Angels Above. Glad to have you. Oh, Julie says B. Look, Danelle Citri, she's pleading the fifth. Linda says B. You lost. Okay,
Well,
so
that's fine. You like to win. So
one of our friends is So Becca. Many of you may know her from her page, her YouTube channel, which is So Becca. A couple weeks ago, she had asked us if we could make something for her, and we figured out how to do it. Made it, sent it to her, had a couple other prototypes circulating, and all of the feedback has been very positive. So we decided to make it a product available to everyone, and that's what I just put together here. I'm really far away, so this may not show up. Yeah, it definitely is not going to show up well. I will come closer to the camera. What this is a trim lock for flying geese, and this one specifically is 6.5 by 3.5 to provide you with a finished block of 6 inches by 3 inches. And that'll work. I'm going to come over to the camera to show it a little bit better. I almost knocked your water off, babe. Can you tell me in the iPad if this is easily seen?
yes.
Okay.
You're good.
So that is what it looks like. So you can see the lines for your flying geese, your triangles. And like I said, this is the finished, well, okay, I don't want to say that. The size of the acrylic is 6.5 by 3.5, which gives you a block that you can finish to 6 inches by 3 inches. So that is a new product that will be in the shop on Friday. It's not in there yet just because I haven't had time to go and update the website.
And I think on Becca's Live on Friday, she's going to show that and some of the other stuff we sent her, but she is going to have a review video that goes up later too. I would assume on one of her Tuesday showings, but I'll let her say for sure when that will end up being. but you'll be able to see her opinion on them then as well.
And we will be making other sizes. It's just we started with the 6.5, 3.5 to make sure that it actually made sense and that it would work well. So we haven't yet decided on what other sizes, just because we could make them in any size, but we want to sort of make what makes the most sense. So if you have any thoughts on what sizes we should make them in, please let us know, because obviously it makes more sense to make what people want than for us to just guess.
But they work really, really well. I've been obviously making stuff with it, and they turn out really nice. The point shows up really well, because if you've used the trim locks, the squares before, you know that the cutting is very precise. So, you know, it turns out perfect little. Well, these aren't really little flying geese, but so yeah. So I was really happy with it, because I struggle with getting the flying geese blocks to turn out really nice every time. Those bias cuts are always really hard to get perfect, so I'm really happy with it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad Becca reached out and was like, hey, maybe this is something y'all could make.
Yeah, it's always fun trying to come up with a design for a new product. I mean, obviously, flying geese, they've been around forever, so it's not necessarily rocket science, but figuring out how to...
LL Bean doesn't know what flying
That's
geese
true.
are.
Trying to actually make it work and get it precise enough that it actually helps people is a bit of a challenge in some cases. So, so Danelle, I will do that in a minute. Just give me a few minutes and I will bring one of those out. Do you know where the quilt labels are?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't have to do it right now. But she wanted to know how they work. So I figured we can show that really easily. Marie wants to know how you like legit kits.
So I am doing just the free block, and I'm really enjoying it. I would say that the amount of, time it takes me to do them, I probably wouldn't do but maybe 1 or 2 a year, because it's a lot more time and I'm not very good at cutting. I feel like I waste a lot of fabric. Let me just put it that way, because I'm not the best at getting them cut to size. But I think the way they organize them and everything makes it really easy to follow and put the blocks together. I've tried other foundation paper piecing, not kits, but like patterns, and it wasn't as easy for me to follow as this one. They really give you a lot of information and lay it out really well. So I'm happy with it. I probably wouldn't do a lot of them a year though. I really like traditional piecing a lot better for me. But you can't. I got their rose kit to do after I finished this one, and you can't get the detail like that without learning how to do this process too.
Let's see. So Constance, have I thought about triangles? Are you talking about making trim lock triangles? Is that your question, Constance? I just want to make sure I answer the right question. Julie. So the clappers. Interesting story about the clappers. So, I guess this is a good story in a sense. One of the major companies in Quilting Notion reached out to us and asked us to be their, essentially make their branded clappers for them, because they currently don't have clappers that are in their brand. So we went back and forth for a couple months to get the design right and, doing prototypes, making sure they liked them. And they finally said, yes, we really want these and we want a whole bunch. So the capacity that we currently have for clappers is essentially completely taken up by that company, because they are ordering hundreds of them on a regular basis. So I am trying to figure out how to best streamline that process so that we can then also offer the clappers to everyone else, but until I figure out how to make sure that we can get all of theirs made, as well as offer some to people, it's going to be very difficult for us to bring the clappers back.
And keep up with our slide locks and trim locks, because they order those too. And then other shops do. People buy them directly from us too. So...
yeah, so definitely not trying to complain in any way. Just, I would love to be able to offer the clappers because I think they're great gifts and I love making them and they're beautiful because I love wood. And they are, you know, I think that both of the ones that we offer, the irons and then the other ones that are cut at 45-degree angles on the corners, I think they're unique, and so I really like them, but I just don't have time to make them on top of the other order that we have. And I guess once, at some point, whenever we figure everything out with them, we should be able to say who it is, but I think until then...
yeah, I don't know. They probably can all guess, because...
there's only a handful of major national quilt notion companies.
Yeah.
Yeah, Teresa, I would love to hire help. The problem is I just don't trust people. So,
well, and it's not just that. We're just in our house right now. We have kids, so, like, I don't know. Until we can get somewhere else, I just wouldn't feel comfortable having people come here.
Yeah. Well, we have a shop here, but again, it's attached to the house, and I don't want people traipsing through. We do have a handful of people that, you know, high school students we've hired in the neighborhood to help with stuff.
Yeah.
Because we know them and trust them. And I really enjoy that because I like helping younger people who actually have drive and ambition, who want to work.
And their parents have liked it. Like, they've told us, like, thanks so much for giving our kids this opportunity so that they can learn how to work for people and stuff. So let me grab those letters before I forget.
Yeah, perfect. So that's the long story, Julie. I apologize. I would love to make them for everyone, but until I can get ahead of those orders, it will be difficult to do so. Yeah, Christina, if you fly out here, I can probably find some stuff for you to do.
You can have my job of sanding.
You know what? Christina probably knows how to do that because they do a lot of home improvement.
So you're saying I don't know how to do it?
No, I'm saying that's something.
You'll be better at it than me, Christina.
So
I don't remember who it was that asked, but
I think it was Danelle. She'd asked.
You just.
So.
Oh, I need a pin.
So Danelle, these are the Acrylic quilt fabric labels. They're made out of the same color acrylic as we use for pretty much everything else. These are a thinner material though, so this is 1/8 of an inch instead of a full 1/4 inch because I could make them out of a 1/4 inch, but they would be unwieldy, and that's.
I liked them lighter.
Yeah, well, I mean we tried both when we made these. The thinner material works better. So what you do, and so it's a set. It comes A through Z and then 0 through 9. So
in order. I put them in order for you.
Yes. So, and it comes on this little handy dandy like ring, so you can keep them there. So you just open the ring up, and I'm just going to take one out, which is S for now. Do you have a pin? So
it's better though if you use a pin that like has a. My pins are all. I need to buy some new pins. Maybe when you're at Lana's shop tomorrow, you can see if she has any. It's kind of better. Oh. Like, see how this pin doesn't have like a larger like top head. Is it a head? I don't know. I'm tired. Do you even know what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm just.
Because the hole's kind of larger on them, so it can fit on the ring, which I like because it keeps them all organized. Because if you keep them in order, you can easily find the letter you need on the ring. But because the hole needs to be larger for that, it's nice having the pin. I think it's called a pin head. Oh, that sounds dumb. No, I'm not going to keep...
I'm moving your drink because I keep hitting it. Okay, so the way this works, Danelle, and I guess anyone else who's interested is, can you see this, babe?
Yep.
Okay. So when you are working on your quilt and you've got a bunch of different fabrics all laid out, I know a lot of patterns will label them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or they'll use letters. But what you can do is when you lay your fabrics out, you can use the labels. They've got a hole in here. You just take your pin and you put it through the fabric, through the label, and through the fabric. And now this will sit here and this will identify this fabric as S. So you can use this to identify all your fabrics so that you don't have to continually remember which fabric is the A fabric or B fabric or however they're numbered. So it's a pretty basic concept. There are other people who make these out of cardboard or paper. I think we're the only ones that make them out of acrylic. But I like that because the fact that they're made out of acrylic and that we have a hole in them, you can reuse these over and over and over again without ever having to worry about them breaking. Whereas I know a lot of the ones that are made out of paper are only sort of a single use, or I guess if you take really, really good care of them, you can use them multiple times. But these you don't have to worry about breaking or anything of that nature. So you want to go out?
So I finished all my little blocks, and so now I'm sorting them. I don't know if you can see they have like big circle letters on them. Like these have B1 and then I'll add a letter. So I'm putting all the B1s together because they're going to go together to make like a, I can't remember, it's like a printer paper sized block.
Here, just be careful because it's still got the pin in it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Can I put this on them so that I can put it back?
Make sure that the S goes back in the right spot because I don't know if I did that.
So yeah, I'm just sorting these so that I can bring the blocks together. So I think I might be able to finish this block today and see how weird I made it with all my fabric choices. We haven't done any of our questions yet. Oh my goodness.
I know. Let me just answer a couple of these. So the flying geese will be in the shop on Friday this week. They're made. I just haven't gone into the website and updated it. I apologize. And then tomorrow I'm meeting one of our wholesale accounts, so that'll take up a better part of the day, so I probably won't get around to it until tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, so I think I have these all sorted.
Hello, Greenland Quilter. Oh, is that...
Oh, that's Katie.
Yeah.
Hi, Katie.
Hope your house is okay. Or quilting room, I guess it was. Awesome, Julie. We appreciate it, obviously. I'm always happy to get orders. Keeps us busy, which is nice.
And we do take it easy. I know somebody said that not to overwork ourselves. We try not to.
Yeah, I think some people, for better or worse, a lot of times it's worse. Like, you know, if and whenever I do retire, I'll probably still work 40, 50 hours a week just because that's sort of who I am. If I'm not working 80, 90 hours a week, I feel lazy. So that's just...
I don't have that problem. So when I came up here to set up for this, all of my legit kit stuff was still laid out here. And then I realized I hadn't had time to sew since the last live, except for like small stuff. Like I put together some of the flying geese to keep testing that block, but I hadn't sat down and really sewed since the last live. So these are saving me being able to come up here and sew for this. I did get a bunch of fabric cut today for a quilt that I designed, and I am so excited about that one to get that tutorial done because I think you all are going to absolutely love it. I think it's a really good one. You think it's good, right?
Which one, baby? Sorry.
The quilt that I'm just finished the design for and everything.
Oh, I think it's awesome. I can't wait to see when it looks finished because I think it's going to be one of my favorites.
Okay, this is not right. Something's not right on this. I feel like I have to work backward on this or something, and it's kind of giving me a brain teaser. So I think it goes together like this. I need Donna right now. She's the legit kit mess. Well, I guess Master's probably right. This is giving me a complete...
So... Okay, so
what's our first question?
So, favorite TV show... It doesn't say in the little thing, but what's your favorite TV show of all time?
Mine's Friends. And it's so sad that Matthew Perry just passed away.
Yep.
I can watch that over and over and over again. So that's probably just because it's funny and everything. I really like that one. But there's other ones that I missed that I really liked. Like, I really loved Numbers. I thought that was a really good TV show. TV shows really aren't your thing, though.
They're not.
I know there's a few
Becca.
you like.
Becca joined.
Hi, Becca. I don't know why I'm looking at. I should look at.
So my favorite TV show of all time is an older one.
MASH?
No, I actually didn't really like MASH. What I did like or do like is Get Smart.
I know you mentioned that the other day, and I've never watched that.
Yeah, Get Smart was on, I want to say, so I didn't watch it when it was an original. I watched it on Late Night Nick when they had it, but I think it was on in the 60s, either late 50s, early 60s.
Oh.
And
Our printer inks coming off on my iron.
that's not good.
On this. That's
So
gross.
that for me was Get Smart. It was one of those sort of spoof spy shows, but it was done very well. Don Adams was in it, and I love him. So, you have a Stanley. What's a Stanley?
Huh?
Becca says, "Ooh, Fallon, you have a Stanley. I want one for Christmas."
Oh, this.
Oh.
Yeah, my husband got it for me, and I absolutely love it. I take it everywhere. Now I can't set it over there again because you said no. This is like stressing me out.
What?
Like how these go.
Oh.
It's this one, but
how much sewing have I done? I am
this one.
partway through my first quilt right now. I would love to finish it. I just haven't found time to do it. So not much, but I have started my first quilt.
You're trying.
So
I think I probably shouldn't have pressed these seams open. I probably should have pressed them to the side.
Danelle says her favorite show is Saved by the Bell. You like that show?
Ooh, I love that show.
So
I love TV shows. He's not a big fan of them, though, and I don't think you ever watched Saved by the Bell, did you?
I've never watched. You could name probably the 10 most popular TV shows, and I've never seen any of them. I don't really like TV. When I was younger, I was playing sports all the time, so I never had time to watch TV. Unless it was like really late at night when I would watch Get Smart. Or I would watch sports, which is not really TV shows. I've never really gotten into TV. Like, I've watched all of the episodes of Friends with her because they're on Netflix or something that we have, and we've watched them late at night. But I just can never really get into TV shows because a lot of times I find that there may be one or two good episodes, but then there's 2 or 3 really boring ones, and I lose interest very quickly. And for better or worse, I just don't want to wait around until next week to see what happens. I just want to know.
That's not a thing anymore on a lot of them.
Well, that may be
true. Now, like everything comes out at once.
Yeah.
You like movies a lot, though, but not.
I love movies. I just don't like TV shows.
And then there's like some that we got into, like I talked you into trying it, and then they would cancel them after the first season.
Yeah, I remember. So there was a show. This may have been 10 or 15 years ago. I don't remember. Called Alcatraz that had 1 season, and it was, I thought, really good. And then they canceled it and didn't renew it. And it's like, well, what the heck? Or even
my iron.
What was that show? It wasn't Numbers. It was the guy that would. His name was Henry, and he would die and then like get reborn.
Oh, Forever.
Forever, yeah. That had like 2 seasons, and then they canceled it. It's like that was a great show. So it's.
You just have a really sophisticated taste in shows.
I don't know if sophisticated is the right word. I don't know that word has ever been associated with me. But.
Ugh, I think I got the crud off my iron.
Good. I'm surprised no one said, like, I haven't seen... I know a lot of people like Game of Thrones, I think is it's called.
I never watched
No one mentioned that. I've never seen it. I feel like, what's another big TV show that people liked?
I don't know.
Oh, Breaking Bad. I've never seen that.
I like more either like mystery type shows or like funny shows like Friends.
I like Murder, She Wrote. I mean, I haven't seen every episode. I watch it from time to time.
How do I know where to line this up though? I don't know. That doesn't seem to work.
Oh, dang it, they're still doing the ads, wife. We gotta figure out how to stop that. I know, we just gotta reach out to Sean, give him a call and be like, dude, how do we get rid of these ads?
He showed me, and on... That does not fit there.
Whose instructions are they?
Legit Kits. Oh, because I'm not doing it right. It's just me. It's my fault. This goes on first, and then it goes there.
Hi, Carrie Quilts, how are you?
This is really, really stressful.
Marie says stick a pin in the corners. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, they do cancel all the good shows, Marie. And sometimes I don't really understand why they do it, because they'll cancel a show that, I thought was decent at least, and then they'll put on reruns of something, or they'll come up with a new TV show that makes no sense. So, who knows what those guys are doing, but... So, let me see, what was our second question? What was your best subject in school? I think I know what yours is, but I'm interested to hear what you would say.
1-800 number's trying to call me. I think I was good in all my classes, but I really loved art. I was always really good at math, though. Like, that always came to me very, very easily.
Doing Grey's Anatomy.
Is that Christina?
No, Susie Hewlett says Grey's Anatomy is her favorite. I hate that show, Susie, sorry.
You would not watch that with me.
My wife tried to get me to watch Grey's Anatomy, and all I can remember about that show... And it's weird, like, I love Back to the Future, even though it's probably not a likely thing that would ever happen. But when it comes to, like, TV shows, I want stuff to, in some sense, be real. And there was an episode where Meredith, like, gets drowned or she dies, and they bring her back to life. And she was, like, brain dead for 2 hours, and somehow she comes back totally unfazed. Like, I got completely lost at that point. So I'm like, look, there's no chance in heck that a woman who has been dead for more than 10 minutes is going to come back fully functional. And she was gone for hours. So
you just have to believe.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
You're not supposed to overthink TV shows like that, though.
Yeah, Julie says history. I always enjoyed history. So
this is stressing me out. I'm gonna have to rethink my comment on the chickens.
So you've not. I don't think you've ever shown any of your paintings. You should, because your paintings are really good. My wife is a very good painter.
You're making me blush.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand how this is meeting up, but I think I'm supposed to just go with it.
I don't know.
See?
Maybe.
Like, it goes over. And so either I sewed really badly, which could happen, or I'm supposed to look here where that point lines up at the end there and here.
Well, then do that, because that seems more reasonable. I guess my best subject in school is probably math. I mean...
Well, you got a degree in it, so...
Yeah.
I liked all my subjects except science. I did not love science. I did fine in all my science classes, but I just really didn't care what all the stars' names were and all that stuff. Like all the parts of the
astronomy,
plant.
not necessarily just
well, it's
science.
Science. I'm just saying, in some of the science classes, you had to learn that stuff, and you had to learn like all the elements and all this stuff that I'm like, I don't know why I would ever need to know any of this. Well, that didn't line up very well, but we'll just pretend it did.
I'm just trying to remember what class I hated the most.
I mean, you can see the squares starting to come together.
Yeah, so you probably
It's not
did.
too bad for like my first go around with one of these kids. I don't do paper piecing that much.
Chris loved English literature. So Chris, I will say you're one of the people that I envy because despite having a job that is basically writing all day, I can't stand... I never liked any of my English literature classes. I don't mind classes that specifically talk about the skill of writing, but, you know, English, at least in the classes that I had to take, were read this book and then write something about it, but there was never really an emphasis on how to properly write, which I find really odd, because I know, like, my writing courses in college were called English Composition, and we spent almost no time actually talking about the functional rules of writing, which I always thought was weird. And I don't think colleges teach that all that well, because most of my students in college don't know how to write. Like, they can put together a sentence, but they don't know grammatical rules, they don't know how to form a paragraph properly, they don't know how to make an argument. So I don't know what they're teaching in high school or in undergraduate writing courses, but they're definitely not teaching the rules of grammar and how to properly compose a piece of writing. So...
That goes that way.
Oh yeah, Becca asked if you were doing any of the Legit Kits thing, and you are. It's the, which one is it called, babe?
It's the free block building blocks. I think I have it figured out finally with piecing these together. It's just so odd because it's like you're working it kind of in reverse. I don't know how to explain it, but I think I have it figured out now. But this is the first one I've ever done, and I bought the rows to do. Huh? I saw Donna post about this free block, and so I had to try it because I haven't tried any of the Legit Kits yet.
Donna says thank you for helping her clear the scraps out.
Donna did my scrap explosion quilt pattern that I posted, and that takes up a lot of scraps. It really does.
That's the whole
You're
point,
not wrong,
right?
Donna. So this is the first block. I need to press it, but Donna got me started on this one. I'm glad you're able to hop on, Donna.
Yeah, I don't know
That's
that I
a
would
lot of
have
seams. I need to get that. Donna said I need to get a rubber mallet for all these, because feel here, like where all these seams are meeting.
Oh yeah. I should have a rubber mallet in the garage.
Oh yeah, I can just steal that. Is it like really big though?
It is really big. I don't know where you would bang it because it's like a 4 or 5 pound hammer.
Well, that steel table over there should be fine.
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
No, I mean, it's definitely...
It's more my colors that are weird. But I just grabbed like stuff from my stash. And it's only one, so we need to see it all come together. Okay. I'm going to have to go watch one of Donna's videos where she pieced these together so I can see how it goes again. Maybe this time I'll lay them all out. How it says.
Christina says if she had a class in which she had to read, it was the worst class.
A2A, C. I think this will work better. Laying them all out. So what was our serious topic? I forgot what that one was.
Oh, what's the most valuable lesson you've learned in life? That's a good one. Did you come up with that? Because I don't remember coming up with that. It sounds like something you would come up with.
I would love, since you said it that way, to just say, yes, I came up with it. But I actually looked around for, like, topic ideas, like icebreaker type topic ideas.
Well, so it was your idea then.
Well, I chose it, but it wasn't really like I didn't come up with it.
I think the most valuable lesson I have learned in life, I've learned a lot, because I've made a lot of mistakes, and that's typically how you learn lessons. But, and I don't remember who told me this. I think it may have been...
It was probably me.
I
say really profound things a lot.
No, I think it was my baseball coach.
You finished all those?
Yeah. He had basically said, I don't know if it's a quote so much as but the lesson basically was, look, there are a lot of smart people in the world that never do anything with their lives. And there's a lot of people who would otherwise not be considered smart who do great things. He said, intelligence isn't what shapes who you will be. It's what separates people is their desire to succeed and their drive, basically. He said, you don't need to be the smartest person in the room, but you need to be the hardest working person in the room. Whether it's sports, business, law, whatever it is. And that's always sort of stuck with me. And I have found that it is absolutely true. If you are willing to put in the work and work harder than everyone else, you're generally going to be more successful than anyone else. Obviously, there's exceptions to that, and there's circumstances that you'll never be able to control that can affect some of that. But at the end of the day, I truly believe that working hard is the most important factor in your own success than anything else. And I like that because there are things you just can't control, right? Like, our daughter is taking advanced math in school right now, and she's struggling because math just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to her. I mean, she got like a 98% of the class, but like her homework is difficult for her.
And we homeschool.
Well, technically, but
she does school at home, but it's like through
she goes to a private school, yeah,
online thing. But she is able, if she doesn't score high enough on, is it the lesson quizzes?
Yeah.
On the lesson quizzes, she can take it over to bring her grade up, and she'll get like a low A, and she will do it again just to keep her score higher.
But the point is, like, she still perseveres and she gets it because she's willing to work hard, where I think a lot of other people wouldn't do that. So, anyway, that's the best lesson I've ever learned in life was that you just need to work harder than everyone else, and and then you'll be fine.
I think that's a good one, though. Yeah. I don't know what mine would be. Mine probably would not be that profound. It'd probably just be like, when people tell you who they are or show you more like with their actions, just believe them. And don't think they're going to change because people really don't.
I like that, Debbie. Debbie says, do right and risk the consequences. I think that's great advice. I obviously, I was just talking to our neighbor about this. His son was having a conundrum at work, and he wasn't sure what to do, and the advice he gave his son was, look, son, when you're stuck between doing the right thing and doing something that will make someone else happy, like his boss, you need to do the right thing, because no matter what happens at the end of the day, if you do the right thing, you've got a defense to whatever someone may say about you, and at least you can sleep well at night. Whereas if you compromise your beliefs, morals, whatever it is, then that's a problem, and you may have an issue with that later on. But you can never go wrong doing the right thing, even if the results aren't great or not what you wanted them to be, at least you did the right thing. So I think that's great advice.
Is Lorelai home?
No, they just went to Chick-fil-A.
Sorry, I had to check up on our kiddo. She went to soccer with one of her teammates today, and
Just waiting for her to get back.
yeah.
I agree, Carrie. If you do the work, you can learn what you need to do to get the job done. That's the thing. Like, I would much rather hire someone who, with no experience, but has the desire and drive to learn what they need to do, than to hire someone with 10 years of experience who's lazy. Like, experience is great in that it gives you a base of knowledge to do whatever it is you're being hired to do. But knowledge does not translate into work product, and it does not translate into results. It just translates into you know how to do it. Whether or not you have the drive to actually do it is a totally different question and very much difficult to judge. But if I get someone in an interview who clearly is driven to do something and has an interest in whatever it is I'm asking them to do, I'm much more likely to hire them than someone with experience. Because to me, experience doesn't really mean much. It means that I have to spend more time teaching someone if they don't have it, but I'd rather invest my time in teaching someone who wants to do the job than hiring someone who I don't have to teach but isn't going to do a good job. So, Linda said, don't rush into things until you take a little time to think about it first.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Ooh, Chris Clark said, if it feels off, it probably is. Trust your gut.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
That's a great one, Chris. There's so many times where I think people get themselves into situations where if they just sort of going with what Marie said, took a breath and thought about what they were doing, they would realize that their gut's telling them something else, and they would not do it, and they wouldn't get themselves into trouble. That's really good. Never allow a negative person in your life. I like that. Although, unfortunately, Danelle, I feel like there are some times where we just don't have a choice. Right? Like, you can do your best.
So willingly, though.
Yeah. You can do your best to insulate yourself from negativity, but sometimes there's just some people who show up and you have no control over it.
Oh my gosh, we go to soccer, we're at soccer all the time. And I don't know so much that they were negative people, but you're just like, what is so we were at a game, was this in Austin?
We were in Austin 2 weeks ago.
And we were sitting watching our daughter's team play on one side, and behind us there were parents watching another team, and they were just yelling so much. And I'm thinking, when I turn around and see what game's going on, it's going to be like teenagers, like 16-year-olds, because the parents were yelling at the refs and yelling just all kinds of stuff. And those kids had to be like 9. Right? Like,
they were no older than 10. Yeah, they were 9 and 10.
I could not believe how upset they were getting over that game. Not that I think if they were 16 they should be yelling like that either, but I was thinking it was probably an important game where they're going to go to like playoffs somewhere or something, but
no, it was don't sweat the small stuff. And those people were sweating the small stuff and screaming about it. It was horrible. Yeah, so Moldy Lasagna says he would rather have one person working with him than 10 people working for him.
No, I like that.
And I absolutely love that because as an attorney, there are always junior associates to do work for me, right? Or I've had a bunch. And it is refreshing when I have a junior associate who is, or a senior associate, it doesn't really matter. When I have someone who is working on a case with me and they try to do the work themselves. I hate it when I say, hey, so-and-so, I need you to look up this case law and give me a memo that's 5 pages on whatever it is. And I get 15 different emails or phone calls asking me, hey, what about this? What about this? What about this? Before I get a final written work product. It's like, look, man, if I knew the answers to the questions you were asking me, I wouldn't have asked you to do it for me. Just do the work, send it to me, and if it's wrong, that's fine. If I have questions, we'll talk about it. But I don't want someone to continually check in with me and ask questions that they should be figuring out on themselves. I don't need you working for me. I need you working collaboratively with me, but I don't, maybe that sounds kind of contradictory because I'm telling you don't ask me questions, but what I want is I want you to think for yourself, and I want you to tell me what you believe, and then you and I can discuss it and figure out if I agree, disagree, and why I disagree. But having you check in with me every 5 seconds about what you need to do is not you thinking on your own and working with me. It's you trying to work for me. And I don't need someone to please me. I need someone to do the work. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's great. I'd rather be wrong now than in the courtroom.
Oh, I see. I see. What I need for this project is to have my glasses.
Yeah, where are they? I have not actually seen your glasses in like a year.
They're right over there. You're gonna go get them.
Yes.
I can't. So I'm trying to look at the pattern on my phone, and I should have printed it out. But you probably can't see it, but on the pattern, it tells you in little numbers, like which pieces get sewn together first and in which order. And me trying to look at those on here is not working out. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now I can look at this.
I don't think anyone's ever seen you with your glasses on. This is like a first for them. She's had these glasses since 2015, and this is maybe the third time I've seen her wear them.
I bet you did not know I knew where they were.
Yeah, you hid them.
No, I didn't.
So I wouldn't find them and get them for you. Yeah, management is rough, and it is difficult. It's difficult to find good help. It's difficult to find good managers. I'm teaching, so I teach college classes as one of my other jobs, and I teach law classes, and I teach management courses, and in one of my recent classes, it was like an introductory, it was Business 200, I don't remember what it was. There was Management 205, or who knows what it was. But it was a management course, and so a bunch of like sophomores and maybe some juniors in college, and the way that they look at leadership and responsibilities is so very different than anything I ever learned. And I don't mean to go on a diatribe about millennials and the way we are in society today, but when I was raised, and I went through the Marine Corps, so that probably is part of it, but it was always, look, a good leader is someone who does, who acts, and who does everything they can to get ahead of the ball instead of being reactive, and they take their job seriously, and they take their responsibility seriously, and they don't pawn them off on anyone. The number of kids I have, hell, even in some of my law classes, like just last week, our topic of discussion that we were talking about was employment law, and just the way that kids nowadays look at stuff, like they are owed something, and if they don't get what they want, it's not their fault, it's the employer's fault, or it's their boss's fault, or whomever. And it baffles me that we got to a point in society where it's always about give me something, like I'm the employee, but you owe me. It's like, no, at the end of the day, I'm the one paying the bills. I'm the one that's risking my own money to make something and make the society better. I am giving you a job. You should be grateful, not demanding of me things that are unreasonable. So it's just the whole mindset nowadays is beyond me, and I don't know how we got here, but that is me going off onto a diatribe that none of you want to hear. The world, according to me, is not something that I think most people care about. Julie says you look good in glasses, and I would agree.
Thank you. It's not that I worry about how I look with them on. It's just that I'm still in denial that I need to wear them.
You can't see anything. You need to wear them all the time.
Yeah.
So, is anyone in the chat going to be at Quilt Festival in Houston this week? We've thought about trying to go down there for a day. I don't know if we still can because our daughter has 2 games this weekend for soccer, and we have a whole bunch of other stuff going on too. But I would like to try and make it down there if we can find it in our schedule.
Yeah, I was really hoping to go, but... I want to see, Liz was going to post her booth on her Facebook page when she got it set up, but I don't know if she got it set up yet to go look.
Yeah, I don't know. I should text her anyway. Yeah, Rebel Row, Laren. She literally can't see half the time. And part of it is I'll walk into the house from the shop.
I have really bad habits.
It'll be dark, right? She'll be literally sitting, and now, so it'll be 2:00 in the afternoon. And the way our living room, which is where she likes to read a lot, is set up, we have this big picture window that looks out into our property, but there's a huge overhang from our porch and deck area thing. So not a lot. There's no direct sunlight that gets in.
There's enough to read to.
I'll go in there, and I can barely see her face because it's so dark, and she's sitting there reading a book with no lights on. It's like, what are you doing? Turn the lights on. And she doesn't even have her glasses on, which is sort of the whole freaking point of having them.
I can see perfectly fine in there. There's plenty of light.
Go Blue. Man, I'm going to butcher your name, and I apologize. Renea?
Ooh, that's pretty.
I said it in a pretty way. It may not actually be how it's pronounced. So
I'm
I apologize.
sure it's beautiful either way.
Hopefully I said it right. Probably not. Yeah, I just don't understand. Like, are they uncomfortable? Do we need to get you a different pair?
No, they're fine. They probably need to be cleaned, though.
Well, you've only worn them 3 times in 6 years, 7 years. I'm sure they're not dirty. Yeah, we thought about having a booth at.
Good thing we didn't. There's no way we would have had time to.
We thought about having a booth at the Quilt Festival this year, but I was supposed to have a trial. It got delayed, but I was supposed to have a trial that started end of September and was going to go through. It was going to be a 2-month trial, and that got delayed because we got the case dismissed and we had to rebring it in a different court. So a whole bunch of stories there, but so we didn't ultimately do it because we didn't think we'd have time. But even now, we wouldn't have time because we're going to be gone all weekend, which is during the show, and we just have a bunch of other stuff to get done.
Yeah, so. You have a million clappers to make. Not really a million. I didn't mean that, but a lot.
Oh, okay. So it's just Renee instead of Renee.
Well, I like the name Renee too.
I do like the name Renee. So there you go, Renee. I got it right this time. So one thing that we forgot to do, or that I forgot to do, is, and we had talked about this, I think 2 weeks ago maybe. We've been trying to cook more at home as much as we can with our busy schedule, because we always feel better when we eat food from home as opposed to eating out. And we had a couple weeks ago talked about sort of our favorite dishes. And we'll do this next week. I'll put in the description of the video a recipe for a tomato sauce that it takes literally 5 to 10 minutes to put together.
This is in man time, just so you know.
No, it really does. And it only takes like 4 ingredients, not including like salt and pepper. And it is delicious. It's very easy to make, and it is, in my opinion, one of the best sauces you can have with pasta. But we wanted to the extent that you have any recipes or things that you love to make, let us know, because we struggle sometimes to come up with new things to eat, because you go online and you search for recipes and there's thousands of them out there. Most of them sound disgusting, and it's hard to sort of parse through what's going to be good and what's not. So if you have any ideas of things that you like making as far as recipes, let us know, because we would like to. We have 5 or 6 main meals that we rotate in and out each week that the kids like, but I would love to have more, just so that we can have more variety.
So why isn't this is the last
one?
one?
Oh, awesome! Danelle's going live with Sean this Saturday.
Oh, I'll have to make sure.
I think our game on Saturday is later in the afternoon,
it's not
so we should be able to watch. Well, you try to watch Sean every morning anyway.
Yeah, last weekend I couldn't because we were doing something. I don't remember what. But
I think we were at the game.
Probably.
I don't remember. Were we in Austin last week? I don't remember.
I don't know. Probably.
Yeah.
This isn't matching up, but it's going to go on and we're going to just make it fit.
What is lasagna soup, Christina? I don't know how I feel about that.
It's like, like how you make a taco. It's like the same type of ingredients in the soup.
How do you put ricotta in a soup?
Well, you probably don't put that in. Maybe you top it with mozzarella or something. Parmesan.
I don't know about this. I don't like it.
No, it's good.
You've had lasagna soup?
Yeah. It's a thing. Where have you been?
I don't know. In Normalville, where we don't drink lasagna?
You don't drink it.
You don't drink soup?
I don't. I don't like soups that are drinkable.
You don't like soup, period.
I'm not a soup person.
That's because we live in Texas where it's 900 degrees all the time.
But I've had that. Like, I like tomato. Like, I like tomato basil soup because you have grilled cheese with it. So I like the soup while I still have the grilled cheese so I can dip it in there. Unless it's that soup.
The one from the Dirty Dog?
Yeah, that one I can just eat because it's really good. I don't like healthy soups. I like ones that have like a lot of cream in it, or it's like a potato soup type thing.
Did we make a potato leek soup once that was really good?
Yeah, that one was really good. And that was in the crock pot before. Okay, let's talk about crock pots. I cannot make anything in a crock pot to save my life, and I have literally... How many have I broken? A few.
Every single one we've ever had.
I don't think we own one anymore because I broke it.
It won't survive. You literally break... And the last crock pot we had, I think, lasted like 2 weeks before you broke it. And I don't even know how you do it.
I don't know.
It's a true feat.
I've also broken rice cookers. Because,
how did you even do that?
So that one is because I forgot to put the tray pot thing in it before I dumped water in. So it kind of broke some of the electronics in there.
Kind of. It just destroyed it. I need the code.
I feel like it should have had a backup.
Like it should have had a warning, like, hey, silly, don't put food in here without the bowl.
Yeah. It was really rude that it didn't warn me about that.
Oh, hi, Stephanie Stitches. She's here.
Hi, Stephanie.
Broccoli cheddar soup is really good.
I feel like something somewhere went wrong. Maybe not. We'll see. This might work out.
What happened? Oh, you're still struggling with...
I'm not so much struggling. I just need to know the order that these go in now at this point. So
do they not have... Oh, wow, that is complicated. I'm looking at... They couldn't have done that in a better way?
Well, it's more that it's like reverse. So I think I need to have the paper spacing up this way to bring it together.
That's too much. Have a good night, Danelle. Yeah, you're an hour ahead of us, so have fun.
Good night.
That's really complicated.
I don't understand. because there's two different... Why are there two different pages?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm determined to get this together, so I'm just going to put them.
So, Chris, we used to like making stuff in the crock pot, but we just can't have one. Yeah, we would make these really good Japanese meatballs in the crock pot. We would make soup. Like, that's one of the things I liked about the crock pot. You could literally just start a meal in the morning and just let it chill. You make really good mac and cheese. We made some good pasta dishes. Yeah, it's too bad we can't have one.
We're not. It's not in our cards, unless you want me to break another one. I've broken quite a few stand mixers too.
You have. Like, we go through those. Now, I will say the one that we have now.
I don't think I can break that one.
No. I have nothing. We don't have anything against the KitchenAid stand mixers because I think they're really good, but
I'm able to break them.
Yeah, so we got an industrial stand mixer, and I don't remember who makes it, but it's like twice the size of the KitchenAid, and it is much sturdier, and we have not been able to, well, I've never broke one. She's not been able to break it yet, so we're good there.
How long have we had it?
Oh, we've had that one for 3 or 4 years at least.
We have a pasta maker too because he loves like homemade pasta.
You get that with
That's had to be
3 or 4 years?
3. I got it like a couple Christmases ago, and I haven't broken that.
So it's at least 3 years.
That thing is amazing.
Yes, Stephanie, she is working on the Legit Kids freebie pattern. And it looks really cool, although it seems like it's been very difficult at stages.
I think I get it now. It's definitely, like, it hurts my, and to be fair, I'm not a night person, so this is really late for me. So, doing these steps for the first time, because of how it looks reversed, is kind of playing with my mind, but I think I have it.
You got it?
Yeah. See, because it came together here.
Oh, yeah, that's really cool. It's just so weird that it goes,
when I was laying it the other way with the fabrics up, it looked like it was coming together wrong. But it's really hard to explain. I may need to do like a video showing this block again or something, to show what I mean with like the downward facing camera so you can really see it, but I have one more stitch and then I will be able to, on the next live, work on something else. And I have to figure out what that is.
You should work on the corollary to my quilt.
I could, but I think... So,
oh crap!
Oh, good, you didn't spill actually. No. I think I'm gonna work on. So, one of the boxes I get, the stash box, is going to start a new block of the month when I get that one. So I think I'll probably work on that so I can have a reason to actually keep up with it. Unless I don't like it, then I won't work on that, and I'll work on something else. I really liked their last one, though. Did you see what that one was? Yeah. I haven't finished it because...
Because who has time? Oh, sorry, baby.
You're fine. I think it's like... They're these. Here, you can hold them up since you're just sitting there and show everybody.
Oh, so what is this? Who's this from?
So this is Reb's Fab Stash, their block of the month.
Ooh, I like it.
Previous. There's the new one starts now,
What is it
and I'm
called?
really behind. It's their wildflower seeds. It's like this pattern, but they condensed it smaller.
This is really pretty.
Yeah. They did a really good job with the...
I really like this.
I know, I need to finish them. So maybe I'll finish, if I don't get the new one to start in time, I'll finish some of the blocks that I haven't completed.
I really like this background fabric.
Yeah, it's really
But
cool.
it looks like a weathered canvas.
I have all of the flowers finished but one, And then I have the stuff,
really
they sent the stuff to do the sashing between and the cornerstones. And that's what I need to finish and then bring them together. So I don't have a lot to finish on it. I just need to do it.
These are really pretty. They did a great job with this.
Yeah.
Because it came with the fabric, right? Or no?
Yeah, it comes with, that's what's really cool about their box is that they send the fabric with the block of the month. Not all of them do. They'll send you the pattern for the block,
right,
and then you pull your own fabric. But
yeah, no, the fabric they chose is really cool. I'm a big fan of this. I actually don't know.
It actually came together. That is wild.
Let me see.
I think I have it upside down.
So it kind of looked, honestly, like what it reminds me of is a bunch of Post-it notes.
Yeah.
Just because of that. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just...
Well, it looks better with their fabrics, honestly. But...
But it's a free kit, and they didn't come with...
So, see, theirs is just solid. So it kind of makes more sense.
Oh, and it actually looks three-dimensional the way they have it.
Yeah, mine didn't turn out that way. But either way, it was good for trying it out and seeing if I can understand the pattern. And this is perfect because that's not going to be something I'd probably finish and hang up somewhere. But now when I go into the rows that I purchase, like I'll know how to do everything now and feel more comfortable with it. So there we go. I finished something. Sort of, because I'm not going to quilt it and all that. But yay.
So how's the paper come off?
Oh, I hand it to you and you rip it all off.
Oh, is that like literally what
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Here, you can have fun with that.
I feel like I'm going to like, am I not
I think there's like, oh, I'm gonna sneeze. I think there's like tips for doing it. I don't know, but I think it's just one of those tedious tasks that you do.
I feel like I'm taking the paper off the quilt labels.
It's not as bad as that.
No, it's not.
All right, well.
I'm done with this.
You're not going to do that job?
No.
That's not your job?
There you go. There you go. I served my time.
That was fun.
That was enough. I can say I've done it now. And that's enough for me.
All right, so I'll either next week be working on the block for that I still need to finish, or if the new one comes, if it's Christmassy or something like that, I'm going to be working on that one because that's my favorite holiday. But
excuse me.
There we go. Let us know if there are any sizes of flying geese that you would love to see in our shop.
Yep.
And we will work on those.
In the event that any of you showed up late, we now have, and I apologize, I don't have anything good to hold this with the background, but this is a flying geese template. This is 6.5 by 3.5 for a finished block of 6 by 3. This is a prototype, but we are making them, and they'll be available on Friday. All of the all of the beta testers that have these said they liked them, so we're putting it into production. But this is a 6.5 by 3.5. So if there are other sizes that you would like, please let us know, because we'd like to make more than one size. We just don't know what other size are going to be most in demand.
So if you weren't on earlier, Becca from So Becca's channel had messaged me and said that she thought these might be a good idea for a shop, like doing them with the style of the trim lock. So that was why we made those, and she did get one of them. And I think she might be showing it coming up soon when she gets a chance to. So make sure you're following her channel so you can see it there.
Yep.
Anything else? I'm done. I got my project finished. I'm really happy. I'm really happy it actually came together, and not the same colors as theirs, but like all the blocks.
So what are we going to turn that into?
I'm not turning it into
it's sort of like an oversized placemat.
If you want it for your workshop, you can have it in there as a placemat.
I meant like for food. No? Okay.
Where do we ever use those?
We never use placemats, but maybe we can become fancy people and start using placemats.
I think if we were being fancy, our placemat would not look like that.
Greenland Quilter, or Katie, yes, Legit Kit does have a freebie pattern. I think it's building blocks.
Yeah, let me see. I can bring it up and put in there. They're free blocks, so you can try it out and see if you like it. Let me bring it up really quick, and I can throw it in the chat. Why? I hate pop-ups, man.
Yes.
Why am I typing Legit Kits again? Good. I need to go to bed. That worked.
You got it?
Yeah, I didn't spell blocks right, but it still came up.
You cracked me up, baby.
I'm trying.
I know, that's why I'm laughing.
That's not very nice.
Okay, so there's a link for the free Legit Kit pattern.
And they also, if you're on their page and do their search, you can also buy the fabric. Like, they have a kit for this block where you can just purchase the fabric since the download's free. If you don't want to pull from your stash or like the way theirs look, you can do that. I just pulled fabric from mine because I just wanted to really just try it out and see if I could actually put one together. Before I bought the rose. Well, I bought the rose before I actually put that all together. But.
So just like a high-level overview, what is your thought having completed that now? Would you do it again? Was it fun? Was it difficult? Was it worth...
I thought that piecing... So when I started piecing the little segments together, I thought, okay, this is super easy. And I went ahead and bought the rose because I was like, this is a lot easier than I thought. The harder part, I would say, is bringing those pieces together because... It's like, it doesn't look like they're going to fit. It's really hard to explain, but it doesn't look like they're all going to fit and come together because you're looking at the reverse side of it back here in the pattern and not looking at the actual design, the fabric. So I don't know. I found it really confusing. Once you do a few, you get the hang of it and it's fine, but it's way different than a traditionally pieced quilt. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun putting the rows together and actually seeing a design come together. Because this, when I see it, I feel like I could have pieced this together much easier, like the traditional way. So I would recommend it. I just think try the free block first before you invest in one of their kits. What?
Jane just said I look like I'm 12.
Who?
Jane.
Did she just get in?
I guess so. I'm not 12.
Should make Hunter come up here.
My son and I look, aside from the significant age difference, we look identical.
Especially if you see pictures of them around the same age. There, we have a picture of you
when I was like 5 or 6.
When you were, there's one where you're sitting on your grandmother's lap, yep. And then there's one where you're dressed up for like it's your baseball card.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness, you and Hunter look exactly the same at the same age.
Yeah, we yeah. I have a feeling like if he were to, he's only 14.
Oh my goodness, you don't know how old our kid is.
Yeah, he's 14. He's only 14, so he can't grow a beard yet. But the minute he has a beard, I think people are going to think we're brothers and not father-son.
Especially because he doesn't look like he's 14. He's taller than me.
He's my height.
Yeah, he is. He's a big kid.
He's about 6 feet tall. And
which is really frustrating because he still acts like a 13, 14-year-old. So when we're places like, oh my gosh, when we were at the bowling alley... If you were there, you were getting shoes when that guy started yelling at me.
Oh, yeah, that would have been a bad time for him had I been there.
That was so our son really loves to bowl. And he has bought his own bowling ball because he really wanted a specific one. We've bought him bowling balls for Christmas and like his birthday. He has very specific ones that are fitted for him, all this kind of stuff that do stuff. So we went to the bowling alley. Sorry, we were going to get off, but this will be fairly quick. We went to the bowling alley, and there were kids that were like pushing the bowling balls up back, trying to push them back into where they come out, all this stuff. They were smashing his bowling balls together. I'm right there, mind you. So I know that he was polite about it. He didn't say anything to the kids who were younger, probably like 5, 6 years old. He went to the dad and was like, he's like, hey, could you please ask your kids not to touch my bowling balls? And the guy like was like, he came unhinged. Like he was like, they are kids. They're just being kids. Like all this stuff. And so I walked up and I was like, you know, these are his bowling balls. They're not the bowling alley's bowling balls. So I keep saying balls a lot and it feels really weird. And I was just trying to explain, like, you know, these are actually his that we paid for. You know, crashing them together can put little cracks in them. You know, they're not going to spin right and all this stuff. And he stood up and just started yelling in my face. And I'm like not confrontational, but this was my kid. So I was like, look, you know, like these are his, like all this. So these other like workers came up and are like, what can we do? The manager got calls over. I'm mortified because I'm like, I don't think this is a big like request. Anyway, they ended up making them move. The manager was like, no, these are his personal things from home. You need to have your kids act appropriately in public is basically what he told him. I was like, after he left, he walked up and I just broke down crying and he's like, what the heck happened? And I went to the bathroom because I was like, this like man was in my face screaming at me over this. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. I'm so I don't want to, it's hard to say I'm not a violent person given what my job used to be, but in the civilian world, I have no predisposition to hurt anyone whatsoever. Like I let it go. But if I were to see someone get in my wife's face, I would probably end up in jail because it would not go very well for the other person. Because if you touch my children or you touch my wife or anyone that I really care about, it's not going to be a good day for you.
Yeah, well, what this all started from was that I think that he thought Hunter was like a man saying this to him. Because when I went up and I was like, what is the problem? He's like, this man's telling me to have my kids not... And I'm like, well, he's a kid and these are his.
And he was 13 at the time.
Yeah. Like, anyway. Yeah. All right, well, so that must be Lorelai.
Our daughter's home now.
All right, so that was like off track, but I guess I had to get that out even though it happened like 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's the bane of having a son who looks like he's in his 20s but is really only 14 and acts like he's 12. Because he's a boy, right? That's just going to be the way it is. I still act like I'm 12.
He was really polite.
He's really good about certain things. So when our son's in public, he acts like he's 25. But when he's at home and you try to get him to do his homework or you try to get him to take out the garbage, he acts like he's 5 years old. So frustrating. But I think that's just the nature of boys. I'm sure I was the same way. I have no idea. Anyway, I just want to reiterate... hold on. Yeah, so before I get into my final remarks, Julie, I 100% agree. I don't understand the hate for truck drivers. Like, I'll be honest. There are times when I'm driving down the freeway and there's a truck in the number one lane, so the far left lane, the fast lane, going like 60 miles an hour in a 70 mile an hour zone. That pisses me off. It's like, dude, get out of the way. Or the other thing that bugs me about truck drivers is, you know, in the very far right lane, there's a truck, right? Pulling a trailer, going 60 miles an hour. There's a truck behind it who wants to go 62. So they get over and slow traffic down and take 5 freaking minutes to pass the truck in the right lane just so they can go 2 miles an hour faster. Aside from that, I don't understand the hate for truck drivers. Literally everything in America that you buy in a store is on a truck at some point. There is not a single thing that you buy or get delivered that has not been on a truck. So if you don't like truck drivers, you need to stop buying stuff. And I would tell you, grow your own food and cotton. But the problem is when you go to the store to get those seeds, those were on a truck before you got them and they got to the store. So
there's a listen you might like on Mike Rowe's podcast where he had a truck driver on. That was a good listen.
Yeah, so Julie, I know you drive a lot, so if you ever get a chance to listen to Mike Rowe's podcast, which I think is called The Way I Heard It, he had a series, it was 2 or 3 episodes, where he had a truck driver on who was talking about, laws and regulations that affect truck drivers. But one, Mike Rowe has the most soothing voice that I know. He, James Earl Jones, and Morgan Freeman, they have the greatest voices. So it's maybe not the best thing to listen to while you're driving because it could put you to sleep, but his podcast, he talks to some really cool people every now and again, and it's fun to listen to because you learn new things. But he had one about truckers, and it was great. So we thank you for all that you do, because without you, we wouldn't have toilet paper, toothpaste, milk, whatever it is. So, yeah. But anyway, this is literally the best night of our week because we love spending time with you and getting to work on stuff that we don't otherwise get to. So we really appreciate you joining us and having a good conversation, and we look forward to it every week. I will post a recipe for that pasta sauce I was talking about.
We've said that 3 times.
Well, I'll finally do it. It'll be in next week's chat. And if you ever have any questions about anything, just shoot us an email, info@sobeitquilts.com. And otherwise, we look forward to next week.
And also, if you like Mike Rowe, look up on YouTube clips of him from QVC, because those are hilarious.
Those are hilarious. Yeah.
I never knew he started out on QVC, but those are... My favorite is him showing that cat... the thing where the cat goes in the pillow thing to sleep inside.
Yeah, where he it was not great about hiding his thoughts on some of the products that he hawked on QVC. Which I think is why he didn't last at QVC.
I think it's QVC. It might be HSN or something.
No, it was definitely QVC.
Was it QVC? Okay. Yeah. But yeah. So if you need a good laugh one day and you like Mike Rowe, or even if you don't, it's still funny.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris, I promise I'll get the recipe up. It's very simple. It's great. It was taught to me by an Italian grandma who brought it from the old country, and it is delicious.
It is. It's really good.
So, all right. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.